All right, 9:03 Monday evening. 3 minutes late. I was deeply into The Bachelor. I'll be honest.
9:03 Monday evening.
I hear audio, so I'm going to try to find. There we go. We are all set. So we're talking once a week for the next 4 weeks. Anti-aging, right? How to look 16 when you're 34. Oh, no, I'm 33. Nonetheless, my point still holds. How to look younger than your age, feel younger than your age. And that's what we're getting into here. And obviously the big rocks are proper exercise, good nutrition. But we're not talking about those because you guys know that stuff. So today, I'm wondering if I can change the text here. I never really know how to figure this stuff out, but it looks fancy, so I go with it. All right, so we'll hide that. Got a new one here. So week 1 is, wait for it. Yes, our old friend, sleep. Right? Nothing is more restorative or a better detox for you than sleeping your requisite 6, 7, 8 hours, whatever you need to get a good night's rest. So I'm going to go into the 10 steps. 10 steps to getting sleep, hacking your sleep when you struggle to sleep, right? So let's get right into hack 1, which is I can't type and talk at the same time. That's a good skill. All right. So essentially, it's to go to bed at the same time every night, regardless weekday or weekend, and wake up at the same time, right? You're setting your circadian rhythms, your biological clock, so to speak. And by having a rigid schedule like that, it's hard to stick to. I get that. You don't want to have to live like a hermit. You want to go out and enjoy yourself. But by doing this, you're not going to have that Monday lull where you wake up and the weekend set you back. And it really makes a difference in the quality of your sleep too. So that also means avoid sleeping in even on weekends, right? Trying to stick to that 7, 8 hours at the same time every single day. With a 2-year-old, that becomes harder. As I can attest, this past weekend, there was a couple rough nights, but you do your best to do that, right? So that's tip 1 and 2-ish. Avoid sleeping in and go to bed at the same time, wake up at the same time every day. All right? So tip number 3-ish, and this isn't really a good one for a lot of you coffeeholics, but this tends to be the standard number, is to limit caffeine after 2 p.m. Now, there is a difference here. Some people are fast metabolizers of caffeine, so they could potentially drink a coffee at 8 or 9 o'clock at night and fall asleep at 10. So if you know you're that type for sure, then by all means, this rule doesn't really apply to you. But again, caffeine can tax your adrenals and your nervous system, so there's probably a fine line there. By all means, I'm not saying cut it off. Coffee is awesome for you, lots of health benefits. But surviving on it day after day, it's not the best approach, especially if it keeps you up, if it wires you, like it does for me. I can't have any caffeinated beverages after 5 o'clock. 2 p.m. is even pushing it, right? All right, so number 2. Oh, this one's hard, especially if you're going to bed within the next hour. All right. Avoid technology within an hour of bedtime, right? Blue light is flashing in your face right now. That is keeping you up. Your brain thinks it's daytime, right? It can't distinguish between the two. So your best bet is to read a book, either on a Kindle device with the nightlight filter. They all have that now. Or a physical book, old school style, for that last half hour before bed. You can mix in some sex as well. I'm all for that. But something that gets you away from technology in that last hour before bed. All right, is this number 5? Yes. And I'm typing. Another one that's very popular, I'm sure, is avoid alcohol before bed. So there's a difference here between the quantity and time-wise as well. So this is about within 2 hours is typically what people say. Like alcohol can make you feel more tired in the moment. You might fall asleep quicker, but the quality of your sleep, it prevents you from getting into really deep sleep if you have a bunch of alcohol running through your veins, right? So that would suggest you cut back on those nightly nightcaps. But you can have one or two. Just adhere to that 2-hour cutoff before bed, ideally 3 hours. Get some water in after that, right? So avoid alcohol before bed, try not to binge drink. All obvious stuff, but the timing can make a difference, and that's why I put that in here, okay? All right, so the next one, oh, yes. I'm trying to wrap this up in 5 minutes or less. I'm not achieving that. So supplements for sleep quality. Ideally, nothing that you get from a doctor, because most of that stuff, unless you're really desperate, have a serious case of insomnia, you're going to create a dependency with that stuff. And if you miss a night, then you can't sleep, and it kind of creates a vicious cycle. So natural supplements, ZMA is an okay one. The one I would recommend is magnesium citrate and melatonin, as I've shown in your programs, right? If you struggle to sleep, struggle to fall asleep, melatonin is a big plus. Take it a half hour before bed. Wind down to your routine of reading a book, sexual intercourse, no technology, and you're good. All right, this is one that may not relate directly to anti-aging, but more and more studies are coming out showing the dose of protein before bed. This can be 2 hours out from bedtime still, and it's okay. 40 grams minimum is going to create more protein synthesis, less protein breakdown, breakdown of your muscles while you sleep. And we all know protein is key to this pursuit. So timing-wise, it can make a difference to have some within that 2 hour window before bed. All right. I think I had a study I was going to link, actually, because it really showed a big difference in older adult males was the latest research I looked at. Less loss of muscle by just doing this one thing. All right, so to-do list. It's another one, kind of a brain dump before bed. 5, 6 things you hope to do the next day. Get them out there so you're not like going through your head, oh, I need to remember to do that type thing. And so have some a notebook by your bedside. Write it down. Sets the stage for the next day too. It's a good productivity tip. All right, and the last one. All right, set your room environment. So that's temperature-wise, right? I mean, some people like white noise. I'm a big fan of having a fan. Meant to say that. So that's important. If you live in a loud city or something, you're in a high-rise, your ears can't close like your eyes can. So try to get earplugs or white noise to block out any disturbances. Usually being cool, blackout curtains, obviously cell phone face down or off. And just reserve the bed for hanky-panky and sleep. Ideally, you don't have a TV in there that you're watching until you doze off. All right, so those are the 10 steps to quality sleep, which is one of the best tools for anti-aging. It's not sexy, but it's very important, right? So to reiterate the 10 steps, go to bed at the same time every night if you can, or close to it. Wake up at the same time the next day. Avoid sleeping in. That kind of just sets you off your schedule. You're not a teenager anymore. You don't need to do that. Limit caffeine after 2 p.m., definitely after 5 p.m., unless you're a fast metabolizer of coffee. Avoid technology 1 hour before bed. Unless you've got a blue light filter on your phone, then yes, I guess you can make an exception there. Alcohol 2 hours before bed. Avoid, or you won't get a deep sleep. You'll wake up kind of unrefreshed. Next one is supplements. Melatonin, ZMA, magnesium citrate. Kind of pick and choose your battles there, whatever works for you. I use magnesium and melatonin pretty religiously, honestly. And then protein before bed, at least 40 grams. So that's a scoop and a half of most protein powders in the market. Write down your to-do list for the next day on a journal next to your bedside so it's not rolling around your head. And the last one is just to set up your room environment. Prevent the noise, distractions, blackout blinds, cool temperature. Cool is better. So you can always take a leg out from under the blanket if need be. All right. So I threw this at you last minute. Replay. I'm going to also send the link by email. Thanks for watching, Fred. Fred's the man. We will see you guys in the group. New workouts coming next week. And series number 2 of this will actually be on hormonal optimization, right? So talking testosterone. For a lot of you, that's a pretty important topic. Week 3 is inflammation. Week 4 is insulin control. So stay tuned for all that. See you guys soon.